Before kings ruled men, Ra ruled the sky. He was the sun, the creator, the unblinking eye that watched the world. And yet even gods need someone to watch over them. So let's learn about the first pharaoh, the first mortal man to have achieved godhood, and the 5 secrets of Ra. Ra is the Egyptian sun god. He was worshipped as the creator, as the giver of life and light. The Egyptians believed he sailed across the sky every day in his solar barge, which may sound a bit silly to us today, but it made perfect sense to those who saw the sun rise and set every day. For thousands of years, Ra was the king of the Egyptian gods, the head of the pantheon. He was supreme. However, with great power comes great responsibility. And the Egyptians believed that Ra needed someone to watch over him and keep him in check. Enter Rahotep, Ra's consort and queen of the gods. She was the one who kept Ra from doing too much damage with his blazing hot sun. And yet she wasn't the only one. There were many other gods who did battle with Ra, trying to keep him under control or simply take his place on the throne. And so Ra was forced to fight every morning and evening to secure his place in the sky and provide the world with life-giving sunlight. This resulted in some pretty wild stories. So buckle up, because here are 5 secrets of Ra, Egypt's sun god and divine king. Starting off our countdown at number 5. Ra was believed to sail across the sky in a solar barge. As we mentioned before, the Egyptians believed that Ra sailed across the sky in his solar barge. But this wasn't just a simple boat. It was a highly advanced vessel powered by magic and manned by 42 gods. The barge itself was shaped like a beetle, which was sacred to Ra and symbolized rebirth and resurrection. The reason why Ra had to sail across the sky in a boat is because the Egyptians believed that the sun actually traveled through the underworld each night to be reborn in the east the following morning. And so the solar barge allowed Ra to travel safely through the darkness and emerge victorious on the other side. To ensure his safe passage, Ra was accompanied by 42 gods, each representing one of the 42 chapters of the Book of the Dead. These gods protected Ra from the dangers of the underworld and helped him to navigate the treacherous waters. They also kept him company as he journeyed through the darkness and sang songs of praise to keep his spirits high. Moving on to number 4. Each night he fought through the underworld to rise again. The Egyptians believed that after Ra had sailed across the sky and given the world light and warmth for the day, he would have to face a terrifying ordeal each night as he journeyed through the underworld. In the realm of the dead, Ra would have to confront all sorts of dangers and defeat many enemies in order to survive the night and be reborn again in the east when the sun rises each morning. Every night Ra faced a different challenge, each more difficult than the last. Sometimes he had to fight off monstrous creatures that tried to devour his solar barge. Other times he had to outsmart tricky demons who wanted to trick him into giving up his power. But Ra was always victorious in the end, proving himself to be the ultimate warrior and the rightful king of the gods. His ability to conquer the underworld each night and emerge victorious was seen as a symbol of hope for the Egyptians. It gave them the belief that no matter how dark things may seem, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. Next up at number 3, pharaohs claimed descent from Ra to justify their power. According to Egyptian mythology, the pharaohs were descended from Ra, which gave them the right to rule over their people. The pharaohs claimed that they were the embodiment of Ra on earth, and they used this belief to justify their power and authority. They wore the crown of Ra and were often depicted as being identical to the sun god. The pharaohs also built huge temples and monuments to Ra, such as the Great Pyramids and the Temple of Karnak, in order to honor their supposed divine lineage. They believed that by doing so, they would gain favor with Ra and ensure that he would continue to bless them with his power and protection. The idea that the pharaohs were related to Ra also played a role in their religious beliefs. The Egyptians believed that when a pharaoh died, he would become one with Ra and join him in the afterlife. This meant that the pharaohs were seen as semi-divine beings who were destined to rule even after death. Overall, the belief that the pharaohs were related to Ra was a key part of Egyptian culture and society. It gave them a sense of legitimacy and authority and helped to maintain social order during a time when there was little government regulation. Now at number 2, his eye was a goddess that destroyed his enemies. In Egyptian mythology, Ra's eye was a powerful goddess named Ra'et, who personified the sun's rays. Ra'et was often depicted as a fierce warrior, battling Ra's enemies and punishing those who opposed him. She was a symbol of Ra's power and his ability to bring justice to those who defied him. One of the most famous stories of Ra'et involves her battle against the serpent goddess Meretseger. Meretseger was a dangerous enemy who tried to block the sun's path and plunge the world into darkness. But Ra'et fought back bravely and emerged victorious, securing Ra's place in the sky. Another story tells of how Ra'et healed Ra after he was wounded by a scorpion. Ra'et's healing powers were just as strong as her warrior skills, and she nursed Ra back to health, saving him from certain death. Overall, Ra'et was an important figure in Egyptian mythology, symbolizing the sun's power and its ability to bring both life and death to those who crossed it. Her association with Ra also made her one of the most powerful goddesses in the Egyptian pantheon, capable of destroying Ra's enemies and even saving his life when he was in danger. Finally, coming in at number 1, some myths say Ra spoke the world into existence. The Egyptian creation myth tells the story of how Ra created the world and everything in it. And while there are many versions of this myth, some say that Ra simply spoke the world into existence. With his powerful voice, Ra created the earth, the sky, and the underworld. He also created the first humans, Adam and Eve, who he placed in the Garden of Eden. After creating the world, Ra set about populating it with all sorts of creatures and beings, including gods, demons, and humans. He created the pharaohs to rule over the people and gave them the task of maintaining order and justice in the land. Ra also established the various cults and temples that would become the center of Egyptian religion. Finally, Ra set about testing the humans he had created. He wanted to see if they would be worthy of his favor and would follow his laws and commandments. If they did, he would bless them with life and prosperity. If not, he would punish them with disease, famine, and war. Overall, the Egyptian creation myth tells a story of order emerging from chaos and the importance of following divine law. It explains how the world came to be and how humans can live in harmony with the gods and each other. Well, folks, that's all the time we have for today's video. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey through ancient Egypt and the fascinating world of its gods and pharaohs. We hope you learned something new and enjoyed hearing these myths and legends that have been passed down for centuries. We'd love to hear your thoughts on today's topic. What surprised you the most about Ra, the Egyptian sun god? Or do you have any other Egyptian myths or legends you'd like to share? Please leave a comment below and let us know. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you never miss out on future videos. We've got plenty more where those came from, and we can't wait to take you on more journeys through history and mythology. Until next time, keep learning and stay curious.